one thing that we need to do is to continue. We're very fortunate to have all of your leadership, and let me just ask you to give a final round of applause for a terrific panel to get started from the public sector. Yeah, we'll maybe invite you all to take your seats. We're sort of 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute. I've heard 1 minute several times, so at any rate, would you like to have the private sector panel come up and have a seat, perhaps, or not? No? All right, we're going to take a pause, mill around at your places, but don't leave. We'll be right back. The mayor should be here momentarily. Thank you very much.
Public Advocate Letitia James. New York City tenants should expect to live in safe, well-maintained buildings that are free from pests, rodents, leaks, and other hazardous conditions. If you believe your rental apartment is not safe or adequately maintained and your landlord has not been responsive, you may file a complaint with HPD by calling 311 or by visiting nyc.gov/311. You may also reach out to the Office of Public Advocate at 212-669-7250.
Hello, I'm Donna Corrado, Commissioner of the Department for the Aging. Are you age 60 or older? Our 260 senior centers offer social, cultural, educational, and health and wellness workshops, assistance with benefits, nutritious meals, and other life-giving activities. To learn more about DFTA, please call 311 or visit nyc.gov/aging. And remember to check on your elderly neighbors, especially during extreme weather emergencies.
Remember, for more information about New York City government services, dial 311 or visit nyc.gov.
Hi, I'm Mina Malik, Executive Director of the New York City Civilian Complaint Review Board. If you or someone you know think you've experienced misconduct by a New York City police officer, call our agency and we'll investigate the incident. An investigation can lead to discipline of the officer. Call 311 to file a complaint.
Hi, this is Gladys Carrion, Commissioner of New York City's Administration for Children's Services. If you believe that a child is being abused or neglected, please speak up. In case of an emergency, dial 911. To report other abuse or neglect concerns, call 311.
Remember, for more information about New York City government services, dial 311.
I'm Roy Mogolansky, Executive Director for the City of New York Office of Payroll Administration. Did you know city employees can save money on commuting expenses to work? When you sign up for the city's WageWorks commuter benefits program, the funds for your commuting costs are set aside from your paycheck before taxes are taken out. So you pay less in taxes, up to $600 a year if you take mass transit, and up to $1,800 a year if parking is part of your commute. Visit getwageworks.com/NYC.
I'm NYC 311 Executive Director Joe Morrisroe. Are you a true New Yorker, always on the move? Download 311's free mobile app for real-time info and updates and to submit service requests on the go at nyc.gov/311.
Descarga la aplicación móvil gratuita de NYC 311 para obtener información en tiempo real y actualizada por medio de nyc.gov/311.
Okay, I've got the distinct honor to introduce the mayor of New York, who's an incredible champion for age-friendly New York. I was holding off making this announcement before the mayor got here. We've all been listening to the Livability Index and where New York ranks, and we have found out that we're actually number 5 in large cities in the country, which is huge. And now Our mayor is going to take us to the next level, and we can't be more thrilled about that. So, Mayor, thank you for joining.
Thank you very much. Well, number 5 is something to be proud of, but we are only just beginning, and we intend to go farther, right? Beth, thank you. Thank you for your leadership, and it's a great pleasure to be here. I think people actually understand all over the city, all over this country, just what an extraordinary force AARP is. And I have watched over decades as this organization has grown in power and influence. And you've done it, in my opinion, absolutely the right way by raising the most serious issues, by organizing people in common cause, by often being well ahead of the curve in terms of the changes we need to make to have a more just and inclusive society and a more fair society. And so AARP has reached really an exalted level in our national discourse and in our national governmental reality, where you're one of the voices that truly matter because you have earned it and you represent so many people. And we are thrilled to be developing a deep partnership with AARP on a number of issues. And I want to thank you because the work you do has touched millions upon millions of people. And had you not been there to do it, these achievements, these changes wouldn't have happened. Obviously, you played a central role in protecting Social Security, which has been very necessary over the years. You played a central role in pushing healthcare reform over the finish line. And for those of you with a sense of history, healthcare reform was talked about going back to the Truman administration, even before, as a front burner issue, but wasn't achieved until just the last few years under President Obama, and AARP played a central role in that truly historic achievement. You've been in the front line of calling for increased funding for mass transit and increased accessibility. You've championed affordable high-speed internet, all in every instance, head of the curve, recognizing where our society was going and the changes we needed, and being a crucial advocacy voice that really changed the trajectory of these debates. So you have a lot to be proud of. It's truly a proven track record. And therefore, when you speak, it takes on very powerful meaning as any city, any state, or our country is debating a set of issues. So right now in this city, for example, as we discuss the future of affordable housing, we know there's no issue more on the minds of New Yorkers across the city. And we've put forward a housing plan with a number of elements to allow us to do what's never been done before in terms of preserving affordable housing, building new affordable housing, protecting tenants' rights. And your endorsement of that plan was a central moment for us in terms of the pathway to success, the pathway to reaching ultimately 500,000 New Yorkers and then more after. We can only do that because of support from crucial leadership such as AARP. So I want to thank you. Your endorsement means an immense amount to this administration. I think it's going to be central to the success ahead. And I want to thank you and tell you how happy I am to see the launch of the Livability Index. I think it's an extraordinary new tool and something that's going to allow people to make better sense of what's the right home for them and what is consistent with their needs. And we'll look at cities and towns all over this country. But I am very, very proud that New York City has fared well. That's something we have worked hard to achieve, and now we will take the inspiration of this index and go much farther. So I want to thank you for putting all these issues on the front burner, mobilizing so much energy and support, helping people to see more clearly what we have to do. And I know you have here 750,000 members, an extraordinary number of people gathered around one organization. I want to thank you for all you do on their behalf and for all they do for this city. And let me just take a moment to thank some of the folks in the room. A lot of people are here for this important moment. For my administration, I want to thank our wonderful Commissioner for the Department of Aging, Donna Corrado, for her great work. Let's give her a round of applause. Where are you, Donna? There? And someone has done amazing work in making sure that our parks and our recreation centers and all we do is truly inclusive and available to all. Our Commissioner for the Parks and Recreation Department, Mitch Silver, thank you for your great leadership. One of the good consciences of this city, Manhattan Borough President Gail Brewer, I believe, is here. She has a fan club. And then I want to thank your state president, Leo Assen. I want to thank you, give a round of applause there. I want to thank Dr. Joe Ivy Buford, president of New York Academy of Medicine. Dr. Derek Yak, chief health officer at Vitality, thank you. And Dr. Olivier Ollier, am I saying it right? Ollier? I'm not saying it right, but I'm trying to say it right, from the World Economic Forum. Thank you, doctor. So let me just say a couple of things. New York City right now, we know this city is changing. And one of the things that is great about New York City is we understand we're a city in constant evolution. We understand that change is in our DNA. And we understand to find all of the strengths that come in this change. So look at the demographics of our city today. Almost 1 in 5 New Yorkers over the age of 60, and that is projected to more than double in 2 decades. So by 2020, New York City will have an over 60 population. Now listen to this statistic, it's amazing. By 2020, New York City will have an over 60 population, the size of the entire population today of the city of Chicago. Isn't that extraordinary? And we see in that the many, many positive elements, because what we see is an ever more healthy and vital population, that folks are doing so much to contribute to our society, to continue to be able to do all they want to do. 20% of our workforce made up of folks over 60. More hours of volunteer work provided by folks over 60 than any other age group. So extraordinary contributions to our city that will only grow. I can tell you that for so many families who are struggling in this city, there is more than ever, more than probably in generations, an understanding of how all the generations can work together. Look, people, sadly, today are working longer hours than ever before. That's what's happened as a result of technological change and other things. So extended family matters more than ever before, and so many grandparents have stepped up as the lead caregivers for grandchildren in so many cases and been transformative and have provided an anchor for so many families. So there's a lot to understand about these changes that are making us stronger. And at the same time, there are profound challenges. 20% of our seniors are below the poverty level, and too many are struggling to make ends meet in this city. And this is part of, and a very important part of, the larger discussion that I've been having with this city over the last 2 years now on how we fight income inequality, how we keep this city affordable, how we live up to our values of inclusion. We have to address senior poverty. We have to address the affordability crisis for seniors. We can't see more and more people forced out of the neighborhoods they love and that they've been a part of for decades upon decades. That's why we have such an aggressive affordable housing plan. That's why we're doing so many other things to try and address affordability and income inequality issues. That's why we've reconvened the Age-Friendly NYC Commission. And the Age-Friendly NYC Commission helps us to do what AARP has done all along, get ahead of where we are, look over the horizon, figure out the policy changes that will allow us to be smarter and more strategic about serving our people. We're doing a lot of the basic tangible things. We're delivering more meals to folks who need them. We're helping more people gain access to Medicare savings and other supports and benefits. We're certainly doing something I know is near and dear to Donna Corrado's heart. We are redoubling our efforts to combat elder abuse, which is a reality we don't talk enough about in our society, but we have to look square in the face. So there's many, many fronts that we are fighting on, and we look forward to fighting on together with AARP to support our seniors. But I have to tell you, nothing, again, nothing compares to the issue of affordability, and particularly affordable housing. One thing that I have said for years is when I was public advocate of the city, or when I campaigned for mayor, I heard constantly the number one concern of people was affordability. It was usually said to me this way: will I be able to afford to remain in New York City? Will I be able to afford my own neighborhood? Will I be priced out? Will there be affordable housing for me? Will it actually be affordable? Affordable housing sounds nice, but will I actually be able to afford it? These are the thoughts on the minds of everyday New Yorkers and certainly everyday seniors all over this city. And we know that half of our seniors are paying more than 30% of their income towards housing. We understand what an extraordinary financial burden that is. So that is why in our affordable housing plan, we have pledged to create and preserve 10,000 affordable apartments for our seniors. 10,000 apartments is a beginning that we think will make a huge difference as part of our overall plan. That's a commitment of $400 million. And again, we see our affordable housing plan as something that will continue to grow as we go forward. We want to reach more and more people with it, but we already know we are devoting the most resources and have the most ambitious affordable housing plan of any city in this country ever, and we're going to need all of that. Already 2,000 senior apartments have been secured, and we will keep adding to that every single day. Your support for this plan means that thousands more people will be able to afford a place to live in this city, that they will be able to live safely and securely, that they will have the dignity they deserve. And this is one of the things, as we expand upon it, as we protect people's economic viability and help them find more affordable housing options, that's one of the ways I look forward to us continuing to rise up on the Livability Index. So as we are joining you in the announcement of the index today, and we're very proud to be in the top 5, we know that right now we have to lay the groundwork to keep moving forward. We want this to be the most livable city in the entire country for our seniors. You are setting the bar. You're giving us the reason to be inspired and to aim higher. And with you, we will get there. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the extraordinary work you've done. I want to express my admiration for what you've built. I want to thank you for the partnership we will have together. And whenever the next announcement is, next year I take it, or whenever the next milestone is reached on the Livability Index, we'll be ready to go farther and take the next step with you. Thanks very, very much, everyone.